Drop. You're awesome, man. You're awesome. I taught Chippy a couple new things just recently, and I'm stringing them together to be one big thing, and that's to walk on a plank. And the other thing that we're teaching him to do is a reverse retrieve. A reverse retrieve is when you give the dog an object and they go put it in a receptacle. Chippy, put it in there, buddy. Drop it in there, dude. Drop. You're awesome, man. So you put it in the mouth and then you cast them to the receptacle and then they drop it in the receptacle. So he had to learn drop better, meaning drop for him was drop it into my hand. Drop it into a receptacle is totally different. Each thing said I taught the dog to do, taught Chippy to do, I put a leash on him. If you're not using a leash with your dog, you're making a huge mistake. With that said, I have been working him off leash a lot. That's true because I'm thinking of like Chip's like environment, and I believe that Chip spends a lot of time at the shop. He's in the country, so he is off leash. Now I'm going to tell you flat out, so much more responsive when he has an e-collar on. You take the e-collar off, they get collar wise. That's why when you get the dog e-collar conditioned, you keep putting the e-collar on the dog daily and you take it off in the evening. So it doesn't matter even if your dog was in a crate, if it's during the day, you put the e-collar on the dog. This makes for a healthy, happy dog. The e-collar that we use with him is an e-collar Technologies collar, and on stimulation, the dog can feel it lower than a human can feel it. So humans feel e-collar Technologies collars at about 15, but the dog can feel it way less. So we use it way less than a human can feel it. So we use it at 15% below most of the time. He's way under where you're going to even feel it. It's a very effective tool. The other thing about the collar is it has a vibrate function. It has both stimulation and vibrate. Vibrate is sort of more raw than the stimulation. Remember, you're using stimulation lower than you can feel it. You're using low-level stimulation. So it just sort of floats in the background. It's really an effective tool. Originally, I had put on a collar that just vibrates, but we wanted to get as much as we can out of the dog. So the problem was this, that I didn't know if the collar would fit him. But e-collar Technologies micro receiver, the micro educator, it does fit him. And the thing about that collar is that you can put the strap on two different ways. So if it was like how e-collars normally are, the receiver would be sort of long on the dog, like on the strap, right? But instead it goes over it. It goes over the strap, so it hangs on the dog totally different. It hangs on him fine. Real quick, e-collar Technologies is coming out with something called the Nano that is even smaller than the collar he has on right now. So that's going to be sometime in the spring or summer, supposedly. They're effective tools. They're great tools, and they've helped get Chippy trained to the point where we're doing very advanced stuff. One thing that you got to know is, like, you can't just train the dog with an e-collar. An e-collar is great for some things. They're going to be great if he's around the shop, he has the e-collar on. If Jimmy or Taylor call Chippy and he's ignoring them, they could indicate something with the e-collar saying, no, here, and get Chippy compliant. Remember, your dog's behavior, like the more your dog is a certain way, meaning compliant, that becomes their general behavior. See, that's why it's important to keep putting the e-collar on, but you can't do any training without a leash. So as soon as I introduced these two new things, the board was sort of easier than the teaching the dog to drop the object into the receptacle. This thing is what we were using, and he was acting like he was afraid to go near it, which is just absurd. It is. It's absurd. He was backing off from it. when I pull up on it, he would jump up and put his paws on the side of the bowl. It came down to me having to have him on a leash and circle. Chippy, no. Circle this thing, getting him used to it. I had him sit in it. A lot of what I did was down on this level. I got down real low so I could make eye contact with him. And when he had it in his mouth, I was down here like this, and I'm like, no, drop it in. But the problem was that when he would get close to this, or I tried bringing him up, he was backing off. He was totally backing off. So like I said, one of the things I did was just, see, he don't want to sit in there, but he should be able to sit in there. Can you sit in there, Chip? Yeah, see, that's nothing, Chip. See, that just sort of like nonsensical, like, no, I'm not going to do it. Make the dog do it. That's sort of like, no, I'm not going to get in the bathtub. Oh, yes, you are. And when you have a leash on the dog, it's going to be much easier. And he knows the leash is on, and the leash means control. So he's standing in the bowl. There's nothing in the bowl except his tennis balls. It was ridiculous. But I couldn't have got him to do it without having a leash. You have to have a leash. He's better. He's good with retrieving. So what I did was I took some of the balls, I placed them up sort of high, and then I commanded him to pick one up. So I'd say, hold, right? And so he'd have to dip his head into the bowl and grab it. No, hold. Come on, Chippy, hold. You got it, there you go. Then I bring him back here to heel. No, hold. He's still working this out. Hold. And then I go like this. I bring him up here and I go, drop. His tail is wagging. You know what to do. Chippy, drop. No. Chip. No. Yeah, there you go. Good boy. And then once you get the dog doing it once or twice, the dog just starts picking it up. Just like concentrate on your timing. When the dog drops it, it's good boy, and I'm reaching over to like, this is what he likes. Like if he's at the shop or whatever, they should have a leash with them in case whatever. You know, you don't know. Maybe Jimmy and Taylor want to teach him to do something new or to pick up a new object. Put a leash on him to get him to do it. This is your number one tool here. All the technology, the e-collars, whatever, that's not going to help you if you're not going to use a leash and go back to the leash occasionally. But it was really important. He did not want to do this. And you have to understand, if you're training your dog, don't worry about their body language and, you know, oh, look, the dog doesn't want to do it. Are you kidding me? Because he didn't want to do it, I'm like, well, you have to do it. Anything like that. It doesn't matter. It's the tough things that the dog doesn't want to do that are so important that impact the dog's behavior. So make sure that the dog ends up being compliant and know that once they start doing it, they like it. He's dropping it in here and wagging his tail. It's like with everything. He likes walking on the board now. Don't get sucked into the dog's body language during training. That's a huge mistake. The ultimate goal is to teach the dog to like to do it. And once they see that you like them to do it and they're working, they all like it. Their body language changes instantly. You start seeing that wagging tail. He's great because he's not super excitable. You're great, Chippy. He isn't. He's not super excitable. Many times he's working and he's just sort of walking along at a nice speed with that tail wagging. It's awesome. So to teach the dog, if you want to teach your dog to do these two things, I'll show you real quick how you do it. Put a leash on the dog, right? And when you bring them up to the board that you want them to walk on, they're not going to want to do it. They're going to dance around like when you were teaching them to go up on the platforms. So you just direct the dog and just start putting them up there, and they might jump up there and jump down and say no, bring the dog back around and just get them to do it. If you get the dog to put 2 feet on the board, that's a good start. That's what you do. A lot of times you'll put them on here like Tonka. Tonka was here, Chippy here. Tonka, you'd get him here and then all of a sudden he'd jump off. Don't worry about it. You have the dog on a leash. Bring him back to the start and start over again. And then once the dog does the whole entire length, then you're home free. Then just keep repeating it. But keep the leash on the dog while you're teaching them. Here. Come on, here, buddy. No, see, he jumped off. He's not supposed to. Get back up there, dude. Here. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, walk the plank. Come here. Here. Good boy. Good boy. And we'll take him back down this way again. Come on, buddy. No. Here. Here. Good boy. Now, see, he stopped in the middle. He was testing to see what I would do, and I said no. He tried it before. He tried jumping off. That's not it. That's not it. It's walk the plank and don't stop unless I tell you to. The leash is your #1 tool, and you must learn how to hold the leash properly. It's not so much of a big deal when you're talking about a 5-pound dog. You still should know how to hold it right. But if you have a 10-pound dog or over, it can start being a hassle. And if you're not holding it right and they jerk the leash, they're going to keep doing that because they're getting something. So you want to make sure you're holding it right so they're hitting a brick wall if they lunge out. You got to tell the dog not to lunge, and the only way you're going to do that is by holding the leash correctly and having a leather leash. Chippy, heel. You're a good boy, dude. Good boy. Here. Good boy. Here. That's awesome. So now at this point, you can do it off leash. No! He did it wrong. So Chippy, get back up here right now. Here. Walk the plank. Heel. Heel. Good boy. Good boy. Here. Come on, buddy. Chippy, here. Heel. Good boy. So see, he's doing pretty good. But if he started screwing up, I just put the leash back on him. Chippy's real good. And like I said, I do have the e-collar. So I could use the vibrate function or stimulation to indicate a negative to him. It's tied in with the word no. So a lot of times like, Chippy, no, here. So he's going over there by the door sniffing around and we're working. Chippy, get up here, heel. Come on, buddy, heel. Walk the plank. Good boy. So the other thing that was real, this was easier, much easier than teaching him to drop the object into a receptacle. We had a real long session where it was really important that he wouldn't be a freak about the pan, that he would walk up to the pan. It was sort of like you have to do it. We weren't going in until he did that. He didn't have to be dropping it well, and he's not dropping as well as he's going to be dropping it as, this afternoon. He's going to be doing it a lot better. But if your dog is acting fearful of something, he's acting fearful of a pan. Okay? There's no reason he drinks water out of something just like this. You get wrapped up into the dog is afraid of something, you're making a huge mistake. And if you ever console your dog, like if he was doing this yesterday, and I would have said, oh, it'll be all right, like that would screw him up. He still wouldn't be doing it. Treat your dog like it's a Marine. I love the guy. He's a little guy. You take into consideration his size and everything, but I'm not telling him to do anything that is, you know what I'm saying? And then the dog has confidence in you, making the dog more confident. If the dog's not confident in you, you're going to have a huge problem. This guy's awesome. He wants to do it again. I'll tell you what, I'll put it here, and I'll set the ball down, have him pick it up, and then he has to put it in. This is the start. But this afternoon, he's going to be doing it a lot better. Chippy, here, pick that up. Hold. Hold. Bring it over here. Drop. No, drop. Drop. No, drop. Good boy. Yes, yes. Okay, here. Now, on that one, he was holding a little bit long, so I hit the vibrate button. And it's sort of absurd, and I'll tell you why it's sort of absurd, is that he's sort of sloppy. He's been sloppy mouthed in the past where, like if he gets a retrieve or something, he's dropping it early. So this is good. By doing this, it makes him better at just about everything. It's like once you teach the dog hold, you'll see like down, sit, all that stuff gets better. But then once you really start defining the command and making it tighter, the dog gets better on everything. And the dog gets more relaxed too, because they really have figured out what you're trying to say. So take your, yes, you're a good boy. Let's do it again. Chippy's a good boy. Here, pick that up. Hold. Okay. Okay, drop it in there, dude. Drop. No, drop. Yes. See, that time I didn't use the vibrate button. I just gave him a harsh no drop. My no is tied in with this. So my no means more. No is conditioned in. It has to be. If you want your dog to perform well, you have to condition in no. You might condition him with the leash in a correction. You might condition it in with this. But you want the dog to understand a negative. This thing just is like an annoyance. That's what you're trying to do, is create an annoyance. Like I said, stimulation's awesome. It just floats in the background. The key is, if you're going to get one of these, don't use it high up. If you're using a dog trainer, if you're using an e-collar, by the way, this is one of the few e-collars that you can make it lower than a human can feel it, but the dog can feel it. If you're using one of these, like one of the chameleon, one of those, man, those things are overpriced piece of crap. A human can feel those on one. Garmin collars you can feel on one. I think dog try, I think they have a few that go pretty low. But, hi, how you doing? I'm telling you, e-collar Technologies is a great product. Just, if you're using an e-collar, you want to be using it as low as possible. Just enough to make an annoyance. That's it. That's it. Vibrate is cool. It's like the pager that we were using that just vibrates. It's cool, but like I said, it's just sort of like harsh. It's like some dogs, when you use a vibrate function, it flips them out. You really have to get them used to it. Where stimulation, sort of, you can use that and it floats in the background, and it's not as raw. And I know that might sound strange, but it's not. It's just enough to indicate to the dog that they're screwing up. Let's have him do it a couple more times. He's getting great at this. Chippy, hold. Drop it in there, buddy. Drop. No, drop. You're awesome, man. You're fucking great, dude. You're a good boy. Here, do another one. Here, come back here, Chip. No, here, Chip. Okay, do it again. Put it in there, Chip. Drop. No, drop. Yes. Yes, what a good boy. He's freaking awesome. He's going to get this. I've trained dogs to recycle paper and plastic. You put the paper in their mouth and they take it to that bin, or you take it, He could do something like that. It's just the objects can't be any bigger than this. This is the problem with the dummy launcher with him, is that the dummy launcher is bigger than this, even if I modify it. So this is the largest thing Chippy can hold in his mouth, which is crazy. With that said, I'm still taking him out and having him watch Tonka do the dummy launcher. I don't know. I don't know. I know we're working on it. He looks totally interested in it. It's just, can I alter the dummy so that it's small enough to for him to pick up? He can do a retrieve with a starter pistol, though, so that's the same thing. That is the same thing. So the dog functions, even with that excitement of the sound of the gunshot. Let's have him do it a couple more times. Come here, Chip. You're awesome. Hold. Drop it in there. Drop. Good boy. Now, I'm on my knees, and I've been doing it like this. I need to start standing up. I can't be like this. So we have to transition him into, doing it better. And that would mean that I have to start standing up. So now I'm going to stand up and see if he'll do it. Now I'm going to put this in my hand in case he gives me a refusal about dropping it. I might use the e-collar to indicate no, drop. Okay, let's see. Oh, man. Getting old, Chip. Getting old. All right, you ready? Okay, drop it in there, buddy. Okay, drop. No, see what I mean? Okay, you can do this. Come on. Okay, drop. No, drop. Drop. Good boy. Good boy. Now, I did use the e-collar with the vibrate function, and he dropped it. That's good. So now let's try it again and see if he does a little bit better with me standing up. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Hold. You got it? Hey, that was good, dude. Here, hang on. Do this one. Hold. Okay, put it in there. Okay, drop. No, drop. No. Yes! Chip, good job, buddy. Good job, man. Here, do another. Here, come back here. Here, here, hang on, do that. Okay, hold. Okay, put it in there. Okay, drop. No, drop. No, drop, dude. No. 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 Hold. Hold. Okay, put it in there. Come on. Okay, drop. No, drop. Good boy. Now it's even going to be harder because it's on the other end of this platform. So I'm going to have him down here. We're going to see if he'll do it off leash. And I will have the e-collar with me. If he gives me any trouble, I can put the leash back on him. If he's not dropping it, I can indicate to drop it with the negative with this. You ready, Chip? I think you can do it, buddy. Come here, here. Okay, pick that up. Hold. Come on, buddy. Here, heel. No, 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 no. No. No, heel. Get it. Hold. No, hold. Come here, here. Drop it in there. Yeah! Oh yeah! Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. That's great. That's awesome. Here, come here, dude. Here. Come here, Chip. Do it again. That was real good, man. Here, do this one now. Okay, come down here. Here, come in here. Come in here. Okay, drop it, drop. Oh, fucking perfect, dude. That's awesome. Here, come here. Here. Chip, get that, hold. Come here, dude. No, here, bring it down here. Bring it down here. Drop it in, drop. Drop. Perfect. You want to try for a fourth? You're a good boy, dude. That's really nice, Chip. That is beautiful, dude. Hold. Grab it. Hold, you got it? Okay, back up over here. No, hold, dude. Hold. Okay, here. Okay, walk up here. Chippy, put it in there. Drop. Drop, you got it, dude. Drop. No, drop. Perfect. Try it again. Here, take another one. Chippy, grab another one. Hold. Good. Okay, here. Come on, buddy. You got this now, Chippy. Little chipmunk here. Here. Bring it over there. Okay, drop. Drop. You're awesome, dude. You're a good boy. Oh, what a guy. What a guy. What a guy, dude. No, drop. Yep, that's it. No, drop. Perfect. Put a leash on the dog. Just because I have him off leash, that doesn't mean you're going to have the same results with your dog. Your dog is a different dog. And I do this for a living. So, you know, it will be more difficult. I'm not saying that he's not going to do this for the owners. Oh, he's going to definitely do it for the owners. But it's easier for me. So what I'm saying is when we go over this with the owners, the first thing that we'll probably do is put a leash on him before we do it, you know, with just the e-collar off leash. Use a leash. Use a leash. When you see that stupid show with Cesar Millan and he doesn't have a leash on the dog, that's not a dog trainer. And it's not a dog trainer. He's not training any commands with the dog. And it's not a feasible way to really deal with the dog. Just being dominant, it's foolish. It's foolish. It's an edited TV show, okay? This is real life. Put a leash on the dog. You're having problems with your dog? Does your leash have knots in it? If it does, you got a real serious problem. That means you're holding onto the leash using brute strength. You don't do that. You finesse the dog. and you train in condition commands, remember, your dog functions two different ways, instinctually and with trained commands. And if you're looking for a cheap solution for weave poles, I'm telling you, these plungers work great. They work great for indoor. They're fantastic. About $3 a piece. You can put longer wood in it. It just screws in. I think you could, probably put 4 foot in here and it would still stand up pretty good. But you wouldn't need 4 foot. This would be appropriate for most dogs. Seriously, this is great for an indoor thing. $3 a piece, you can't beat it.